as promised, Effin' True Wrestling has returned. Brian Crazy.
The Situation, JC Styles.
I thought you should have went by Situation Styles, but we are here with TLC 2010 predictions and a general review of the WWE as a whole
for the last few weeks.
Exactly. Took the words. Exciting pay-per-view coming up. WWE has actually nailed this one on the head. All of the matches, including the Divas match, are going to be the gimmick of the pay-per-view, which is either a TLC match, a ladders match, a chairs match, or a tables match. So, I guess we should start off right at the top of the list.
We have the first match of the night is Ziggler versus Swagger versus Kofi Kingston, triple threat ladder match. I believe this will be for the IC title.
This will be for the IC title. Dolph Ziggler is the current Intercontinental Champion going into this contest. He's kind of kept his belt by Vicky helping him out a lot.
Yes. So will be kind of cool to see that that she's going to have to distract two other guys instead of just the one.
Now, I really see this as kind of Jack Swagger. I think he's kind of been dropped from the main event status for a little while. I really see this as his way of kind of being thanked for doing good work. I think he's going to get the IC belt. I think this is going to kind of cement him as a mid-card on SmackDown for a little while.
I think Kofi Kingston is going to pick it up. I mean, they've been pushing him for the last couple of months. He's come up just short. Caval, I was surprised that they didn't put Caval in there. They had such a great match at the last pay-per-view, and I think that was probably the second match of the night, if anything, if the first match of the night. But I want to see Kofi win it. He's been doing a lot of big things as of late and getting a lot of big pushes, and I would like to see him once again with the IC title.
I think I do agree with Jay. I think Kofi would be a good choice, but I really think this is going to be Swagger's kind of mid-card push. I don't know if that makes much sense, but it does up here. Next match of the night, we're going to have the Divas match. Team Laycool versus Natayla and Beth Phoenix, who have recently come together to kind of create a team.
Is this going to be, this isn't for the Divas title though?
No, this is not for the Divas title. This is just a tables tag team match.
It'd be kind of good to see where WWE can go with this tables match. I mean, we know that in a hardcore situation, TNA can deliver with their knockouts. So.
Exactly, like Mick and James flying 16 feet off the top of the cage last week. But let's see if the
not even that. There was earlier in the year, I think it was last year. You had a pay-per-view with Daphne and I believe Taylor Wilde. And they had some really sick bumps in that match, and that was pretty impressive, especially for a women's match and a hardcore women's match.
Oh.
WWE won't push the envelope because it's PG and not kid-oriented friendly.
Well, a lot of people don't realize this, and I've said this in past videos. SmackDown has been PG since 1999. But moving on with the card, then we have a ladder match for the #1 contender for the World Wrestling Entertainment Championship, Sheamus versus John Morrison.
Yes. Despite what people say, I've seen a couple of vids this morning on YouTube, I have a feeling John Morrison is going to win it this year. I mean, they kind of get to this late time of the year where they decided to start pushing wrestlers, and then when they push the wrestler, usually they'll get the title, and then they'll drop it the next month, and then WWE's had this kind of formula going where it likes to do last-minute title changes to get the main events for WrestleMania set. And I have a feeling that Morrison's going to wind up becoming the #1 contender, and we'll see him beat Miz at Royal Rumble.
Well, like you saw it last year. I mean, they were hell-bent on having John Cena
as champion going in
WrestleMania, yeah.
And we went on hell-bent on seeing how many times was there a World Championship from last December all the way to WrestleMania, and I have a gripe about that the WrestleMania this year, Edge did not win the WWE World Heavyweight title, but he was the Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah, and that's but you know what, I think once in a blue moon it's good to kind of stray away from the quote-unquote norm, like every Money in the Bank winner has won. Wouldn't it have been nice if Miz lost? I mean, anybody out there agree with me? I think it would have just wow, somebody finally lost with the Money in the Bank. Or how about Kane a couple months back? You don't have to single out the Miz. Or any of the people that have won Money in the Bank. Could have one of them lost? No, because they're Well, yes, it's the way they win it. People are beat down this, that, or the other, and they take advantage. But come on, one, just one. But I mean, what else?
I would like to see Morrison. I mean, the two of them have had great matches over the last couple of months, and it would really be good to see the final, the one come out on top and win it.
Yeah, as I see it, Sheamus has really gotten a push prior. He got a push in ECW. He got a push on Raw. He was champion. He's won the King of the Ring. Like Jay said, I think it's John Morrison's time to shine. He is an incredible athlete, and I really think he's given the WWE a lot, and I really don't think they've given a lot back to him. Next match of the night, I guess we would have Cena versus Wade Barrett.
And
oh God, how is this one going to end up? Well, Cena's back. I mean, we haven't touched on it. Cena is back.
I have a thing to pick at this, and I kind of agree with this guy XBA 325. I think he said it, or it might have been someone else I was watching early this morning, that you have John Cena come back, but wouldn't it have been better off where having Barrett would have faced Otunga to see on Monday night to see who won to see who would be the leader of Nexus, and then have Barrett and Cena in a chairs match at TLC, and the winner of that, if Cena won, he'd be rehired. If Barrett won, Cena would be still fired. I think it would have been made for a better match. Well, instead of just having him, he could come back.
Well, I think the whole point of Wade Barrett kind of reeling him back in is that he reeled him back in. He reeled him in, said he could be rehired, and then had the Nexus attack him. And then, funny enough, later in the night, the Nexus is loyal to Wade Barrett. They might have been tempted by David Otunga's offer, but at the end of the night, they turned their backs on David Otunga.
So is Otunga the one that's at a Nexus?
No, Otunga's not out. He was just taught a lesson like he has many times before, just like when he had to lay down and give away the tag team championship.
Also, my biggest gripe is that you have TLC, but where are the tag titles?
Yeah, tag titles are not being defended. We have a great tag team champion duo going on right now, Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov.
Sorry, great?
Great.
Great?
Great.
Where have you been?
Well, let's see. There's only been 5 people to hold the belt, so I think they're not bad.
But still, I mean...
Well, I'd rather see them than Cena than Otunga. And I don't know. I would have rather have seen... What's wrong with Santino? What's wrong with Santino?
The guy's a joke.
But his wrestling ability, he's sharpening his ability again.
It doesn't matter. The overall character, it's a joke.
They made him into a joke. Why can't you make him serious again? They turned Goldust into a joke, and now he's a serious figure again.
But that was the whole thing. He came in as a joke. Santino's been a joke, and the fact of the matter is that it's not. The tag team division is not like how it was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 15 years ago.
There's also another good point.
But the thing is, though, you have a match, you have a thing labeled TLC, but you don't have the tag team titles. How many great TLC tag team matches has there been over the years? Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys. Edge and Christian versus the Dudleys and the Hardy Boys.
Well, to be honest though, what team is there to really go against them that can perform in that type of match?
Well, you could give Heath Slater and Gabriel a rematch and have it in a TLC match or in a ladder match.
They had a rematch. They lost.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. They had a rematch on
When?
They lost like 2 weeks ago.
Didn't they just win the titles 2 weeks ago?
No, they won the titles like 3 weeks ago.
I don't remember this, but regardless, there's no tag team titles, and the tag team titles are a joke right now. You have them on 2 guys who are jokes. That aren't, no, let me go with this. These guys are jokes. The tag team division, just like the Intercontinental title that was being misused and the United States title that was being misused, was jokes. They were treating the titles that had so much prestige in this business as a joke, and they put them on Santino and Kozlov, who aren't even on the pay-per-view and that should be defending.
Well, first of all, there's no one to contend against them. I mean,
off the top of my head,
let's say the Loser Hart Dynasty broke up, and there's how many other teams are there? Let's see. Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre can't get along. Okay, you can put the Nexus guys who in the first place didn't even win the belts. They had John Cena and David Otunga laid down for them. I mean, yes, I would like to see a match with the Tag Team Championship on this Sunday's card, but, you know, flat out calling these guys jokes. I mean, Vladimir Kozlov was in contention for the WWE Championship a year ago.
Yeah, and blew it.
Not necessarily. You could say that the creative blew it. Like they have on many
Kozlov
stars.
as champion, at the time, there was no reason for it.
Yeah, that's like since Sheamus is champion, just another, you know, mistake. Well,
this is my main point is you put the titles on two guys that don't even do anything. They're not even a serious tag team. They're not.
I think they've come together nicely and kind of created kind of a comedic pair. I think it's kind of needed on Raw where we have a lot of serious figures. It's nice to have somebody that can, you know, make you laugh once in a blue moon. But we've spent 10 minutes talking about a match that's not even on the card, and we still got 3 matches to go.
But my predictions, I have a feeling Barrett is going to win, just because the fact of the matter is that Nexus is obviously going to come out and interfere with the match. And I don't have a problem with that, because I can't stand Cena.
Well, I think the thing is that WWE realized...
I didn't go out and spend $40 on a sweatshirt for nothing.
I think WWE realized that keeping Cena off TV would be detrimental to them. They had the risk of losing a lot of fans. I'm not saying particularly me and him, but a lot of women, a lot of children, a certain demographic that he fills for them. But moving on, we got Rey versus Del Rio in a chairs match, which is...
skipped.
Those
are the main events.
Those are the main events, yeah.
Rey Mysterio, Del Rio, I don't really know. I mean, because these guys have been going back and forth since the bitter part of the late summer, man.
But to be honest, though, at the end of the day, Del Rio's a better wrestler.
Gosh, no, Rey Mysterio is a lot more decorated wrestler than Rey Mysterio.
Oh, gosh, no. If you look up his Mexican record, Dos Caras Jr., who is Alberto Del Rio, is... incredible. So is his father. I mean, this guy is... I watched some of his clips on that.
The point of the matter is, how long has he been wrestling?
How long has he been wrestling?
Rey Mysterio's been wrestling since before, since the 90s, or early 90s.
Yeah, and this is the first time that America's gotten introduced to Dos Caras Jr., Alberto Del Rio. But he's been wrestling since he was a little kid. His father's been in the business for, gosh, probably 20, 30 years at this point. But I think it's going to be a great contest. I'm really hoping to see Alberto Del Rio win. He is the future of definitely Friday Night SmackDown. Rey Mysterio, in my opinion, his time has come and gone. The 619 is a weak move. It's unbelievable the way people, with the toe drag, get caught in the ropes. It's completely fake.
He sets it up differently every night. Every night it's different.
Yeah, but it's always so convenient that he gets dropped on.
Okay, so you bash me for putting down Santino and Kozlov, but yet you're gonna stand there and bash Rey Mysterio, who has more wrestling ability than Del Rio.
Rey Mysterio's gotten plenty of chances.
Where was Del Rio when Rey Mysterio was winning cruiserweight titles and over in Japan and over in Mexico wrestling?
Yeah, Del Rio.
And in WCW, and then he was over here and world heavyweight champion and winning cruiserweight titles.
Well, yet again, Rey Mysterio's world heavyweight champion is not believable either. The guy is not a heavyweight. But moving on, you don't have to be
6'2" to be a world champion. Look at Shawn Michaels. Look at Bret Hart. Look at Chris Benoit. So,
I mean, Shawn Michaels, yeah, he was.
Shawn Michaels was a little bit more than Rey Mysterio weight wise, and he held the champion.
But Shawn Michaels was well over 200 pounds, and so was Bret Hart, and so was Chris Benoit.
Yeah, but when they were introduced as champion, they were introduced as the World Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion.
Well, not in Chris Benoit's case.
No, not in Chris Benoit.
He would have been the WWE champion. And
he was the World Heavyweight Champion, though, because he was on Raw.
He was. Well, yeah, because the belt was there.
Chris Benoit, hands down, the greatest in-ring technician since Bret Hart.
I gotta see how much time we have, because we're just
Dude, we got 20 minutes.
Yeah, and how about we've been shooting for 14 of them.
So,
anyway, I hope Del Rio comes through.
Rey Mysterio.
Okay. Then, keep it on SmackDown for a minute. We got Kane versus Edge in tables, ladders, and chairs match.
We all know Edge is going to win.
He's the master manipulator. He's the master manipulator. He is one of the founders of this style of match. I really think this is his time to shine.
This is his match. No one shines better in these matches than Edge. Edge did lose to John Cena a couple of years ago in, I think it was 2006, 2007. But Edge is deserving. I think he's been through a lot over the last couple of years. He came back from an injury earlier this year just to have to job to Chris Jericho one last time before Chris Jericho was on his way out. You know, and I really like to see Edge pick up the title because he is deserving. He is a competitor now. He's stepped his game up since the 90s.
No, that's somebody we need back. We need Chris Jericho back desperately. But
no, you know who we need back? We need Edge and Christian because Kazoo's rule.
Hey, on Monday night, the Slammy Awards, they had a nice little Edge and Christian reunion. Christian teased that he was the anonymous general manager, which I thought was pretty great, and they called Michael Cole a tool, which is so true.
Yeah, but Kazoo's rule, and they need to bring back Edge and Christian.
Kazoo,
if you want to bring credibility back to the tag team titles, reform Edge and Christian. Enough said.
But they need Edge in the main event card right now. They really do. They really do. I mean, it's honest. I mean, SmackDown does not have much main event talent.
Oh, almost fell. We have the last match of the night, Miz, the WWE Champion, defending against Randy Orton in a tables match. They could have made this a ladder match. I mean, it makes it a lot more easier for a lot more entertaining.
I don't know. I thought Miz was pretty weak in the ladder match a couple weeks back with Jerry the King Lawler, to be honest. I thought Jerry the King Lawler...
It was Jerry the King Lawler, though.
I know. At 61 years old, that guy is still badass. I mean, it was good. It was a good contest.
Oh, CJ Styles from ADTV. That's who I heard it about what we were talking about earlier with the credibility of the tag titles and the what was the match? What was the damn match? The Sheamus and Morrison match. About how, you know, you give Morrison the title. No, wait, fuck. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I have to go back and research. But I don't know. I mean, if they're gonna give Morrison the title shot at the Miz, at the number one contender spot, there's no way they're gonna have him go against Orton because Orton's just gonna beat him senselessly.
And I think if Sheamus wins the number one contender, I think it's gonna set the tone for the night. I think if Sheamus becomes number one contender, Randy Orton will regain the WWE Championship.
Yes.
If John Morrison becomes number one contender, Miz is going to retain the WWE Championship.
Or I would like them to, you know, pull the wall over our eyes and have Morrison win, have Randy Orton pick up the title, and then at the Royal Rumble have Orton and Morrison tear the roof off. Because we all know Morrison proved that he could hang with the big dog in a main event spot when he faced Sheamus a couple of weeks ago on Raw.
Well, I think the big thing is he's got to get past Sheamus. If he gets past Sheamus, and I'm telling you, if he gets past Sheamus, I just have a feeling that if John Morrison wins, The Miz will retain his championship. If we see Sheamus win, I think they're going to set up a Sheamus-Randy Orton beef going into Rumble. That's how I see it. That's how I mean, it's WWE has been so predictable. I know they've kind of thrown a couple random things in our way this year, but I mean, it's nothing like the weeks in '99 used to be, or the weeks in 2000 or 2001, where you tune in and be like, is this the same show I was watching last week?
So, overall, what do you think? Who do you want to see win the main event for Raw? Orton or Miz?
I mean, Randy Orton, I was starting to really get behind him as champion. I was really enjoying his title reign. But The Miz has something interesting about him. He's able to keep his championship throughout would have been pretty much impossible odds so far. So I'm kind of curious if he's going to be able to hold on to it. Will Alex Riley be a part? Will Michael Cole be a part?
Who knows?
You got kind of a couple
followers there.
Yeah.
Misfits, as he calls them.
Yeah.
But alright, guys. Well, this has been our TLC predictions 2010. We will be back hopefully later in the week. We will give us an in-depth, thorough review of the Slammies, our top 5 favorite moments of the Slammy Awards. And we also will be back with a pay-per-view review. Hopefully we can get that done Monday when I get off work. And we will see you guys later. I'm JC Styles.
I'm Brian Crazy for F&G Wrestling. Thanks for checking us out. Have a good week, and we'll catch you guys soon.